All right, everybody, grab your popcorn, your lawyer, and your I swear I'm not addicted to corporate drama emotional support blanket, because Warner Brothers Discovery just woke up this morning and chose violence. The WBD board basically looked at Paramount's hostile takeover offer and said, no, not maybe, not let's talk, not send a counter, just a full-on public roast that can be summarized as, your money's sketchy, your backstop isn't real, and we're not jumping out of the Netflix limo to get into your Craigslist van. Let's get into it. What's up, critical nerds? Welcome back to the channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome home. If you're new here, hi. I'm the guy who watches Hollywood set itself on fire and then reads the SEC filings. And today we've got the latest update in the WBD sale war, where Netflix is trying to buy the crown jewels, Paramount Skydance is swinging a hostile bid like a folding chair at WrestleMania, and WBD's board just dropped a letter that basically says, do not tender. Before we jump in, do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. Don't forget to comment on this video down below and feed the algorithm a tiny snack so it doesn't eat our entire industry next. So here's what's happening as of this morning. WBD's board formally urged shareholders to reject Paramount Skydance's hostile $30 per share all-cash bid and reaffirmed support for the Netflix merger at roughly $27.75 per share. That's cash and stock. And let me translate that into normal human language. Paramount showed up waving more cash like a magician with a $20 bill, and the WBD board responded with, we do not believe your cash is as cash as you say it is. They're not just saying the Paramount's offer is inferior, they're saying the financing assurances are not good enough, and, this is the spicy part, WBD is basically accusing Paramount of overselling how locked in the Ellison backstop is, because apparently the backstop is tied to a revocable trust situation. And if you're wondering what revocable trust is, it's like your buddy saying, yeah, bro, I totally got you, unless I change my mind. A revocable trust is not the same thing as a binding commitment, and WBD is putting that concern in writing. This isn't a board politely declining a bid. This is a board building a legal wall and hanging a sign that says, shareholders, don't you dare click that tender button. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. So, why WBD doesn't trust Paramount's all-cash offer? Well, Paramount's pitch, it's pretty simple. $30 a share, all cash. We can close this. We'll create a mega competitor. Regulators will love us because, reasons. WBD's response is basically, the financing is complicated and risky. The supposed guarantees are not as ironclad as advertised. Paramount's plan also includes massive synergies, like $9 billion level synergy talk, aka the corporate way of saying, we're firing your friends. And WBD is also making a big point that Netflix is a financially massive public company, while Paramount is, well, let's say, not exactly walking around with the same balance sheet swagger. So WBD is leaning into deal certainty, because when you're WBD, already sitting on a mountain of debt, the last thing you want is a buyer whose offer can be amended, delayed, or restructured when the financing winds shift. And here's the key. Boards don't just pick the highest number. They pick the deal that is most likely to close and least likely to explode in a shareholder lawsuit. So WBD is essentially saying, Paramount's offer looks bigger until you read the fine print. Now, what Netflix is really buying here? Well, Netflix isn't buying all of WBD. Netflix, they want the crown jewels. They want the good stuff. Warner Brothers Film and TV Studios, HBO, HBO Max, the Prestige brand, the library, the talent relationships, the whole machine. Now, Netflix has been out there doing some damage control, saying things like, We'll keep Warner movies in theaters. We won't gut the creative teams. We're not combining studios. We'll find 2 to 3 billion in cost savings by year 3. That's the pitch. We can do this without turning Hollywood into a parking lot. Also floating around this whole thing is the plan that the legacy cable networks, CNN, TNT, TBS, Discovery style channels get separated into their own networks entity down the road. Because Netflix is basically saying, we'll take Batman, you keep basic cable. And honestly, that's not even an insult. That's just, it's modern media math. So what does Paramount Skydance want in all this? Well, they want the whole enchilada. They want the studios, HBO, Max, the library, the cable networks, and CNN, and everything else Netflix is trying to avoid like it's a suspicious hot dog at a gas station. Paramount's argument is this: we can run it all together and build a real competitor. Their synergy claims are huge because they're basically saying, we'll cut duplicative costs across back office, tech, and operations, which again means layoffs, consolidation, restructuring, and pain. And WBD is using that as part of their warning to shareholders. This isn't just a number. This is a disruption. So Paramount's offer is bigger on paper, but it's also heavier and messier in practice. Netflix is pitching a cleaner carve-out. Paramount is pitching a full buffet and telling you they'll somehow digest it without getting food poisoning. So what happens next? Here's what we have to watch for. Paramount's tender offer clock. Paramount's tender offer is scheduled to expire on January 8th, 2026 at 5 p.m. Eastern Time or New York time, unless they decide to extend it. So they can still try to go around the board and persuade shareholders directly. Will Paramount raise the bid? Well, if Paramount comes back with stronger guarantees, cleaner financing or clearer financing, tighter commitments, then this gets uglier. Then you got the breakup fee landmines. If WBD walks from Netflix for a superior proposal, there's a huge breakup fee situation hanging over everything, which means every move here isn't just chess. It's chess where every piece costs billions if you touch it wrong. Then you got the regulators and the Hollywood backlash. Writers and theater groups have already been sounding alarms about Netflix owning a major studio pipeline. So even with WBD backing Netflix today, the real final boss is still the regulatory and industry pushback. So the latest as of this morning, as I'm recording this video, WBD's board just planted their flag in the Netflix deal and told shareholders to reject Paramount's hostile takeover or their hostile offer. But this isn't over, because Paramount didn't come this far just to pack up their suitcase and go home. This is the part of the movie where the villain says, fine, and then pulls out the second contract. So drop a comment. Do you think Paramount raises the bid, or does Netflix just walk this thing to the finish line? And if you want the next update the second it drops, again, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, also comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Because Hollywood can't stop rebooting, and apparently neither can corporate warfare.